how is all my hair perfectly wavy and then this strand is just, it hates me. It's okay, my oils will calm me down. The modality or mode of your specific zodiac sign could be a big reason you're a natural born leader, a risk taker, or you just like to go with the flow of life. If you're interested in knowing how your mode of your zodiac sign affects you in your daily environment, keep watching. All of my beautiful lotus flowers, thank you so much for coming back to my channel. And if you're new here, thank you so much for being here. If you're into nerding out on everything astrology, spirituality, and fantasy, this is the community for you. I get questions left and right from different people on Instagram about their sun sign, moon sign, and rising sign, and what I personally think about the combination of the three. But when astrologers look at a birth chart, they look at many different aspects of the birth chart that general society tends to overlook, even though they're extremely important. In my last video, we talked about the elements of your zodiac signs and which dominant element is in your birth chart. But next in line when an astrologer is looking at a birth chart are the modalities, or also known as the qualities of the zodiac sign. The three modalities are cardinal, fixed, and mutable. And since there are 12 zodiac signs, there are 4 zodiac signs, one from each of the elements that belong to each mode. And you might be wondering how each sign gets assigned a modality. Why is Aries cardinal? Why is Pisces a mutable sign? So the reason for that is the modalities are determined by the time of year that your zodiac sign falls into. So the cardinal signs, which we will talk about how this translates into your personality very shortly, the cardinal signs start off a season. So for example, Aries starts off springtime and so on and so forth. The mutable signs transition us between seasons. So for example, Pisces is going to finish off winter and transition us into spring. The fixed signs are the signs that maintain a season. So after the cardinal sign starts off the season and the mutable sign closes out the season, we have the in-between, which is when it's full-on winter or full-on summer. And the signs that fall into that category are the fixed signs. And you'll get to see how these qualities and the time of year that your zodiac sign falls into translates into your personality and the way that you function. The first mode are the cardinal signs, and these kick off the start of every season that we experience throughout the year. The 4 cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. The name cardinal actually comes from the Latin root cardinalis. I don't know if I'm pronouncing those correctly, so forgive me if I'm not, I'm sorry. But the Latin root is cardinalis, and that is where the word cardinal comes from, and it pretty much means principal or pivotal. Since these signs kick off the start of every season, the way that that translates into their personality is they tend to be natural born leaders. They initiate action with others and action for themselves in their lives. However, this can mean that they tend to have a hard time sticking to something. They love to start new things and dip their toes into new things. They love the rush of being that leader and having many different things going in their life. So it can be hard for them to stick to something because they just love starting something. Now you might be thinking, but an Aries is way different than a Cancer, and you're correct. So every single cardinal sign that falls under this mode, they actually represent this trait, this leadership quality, depending on the element of their sign. So this is where elements come back into play. For example, Aries is the fire cardinal sign. So Aries mixed with the fire element, mixed with the cardinal mode, is going to give you a really fiery, go-getter, determined leader, and they tend to inspire others by their sheer determination in everything that they do. Since they're the first sign in the zodiac, and they also start off spring, which is the beginning of the zodiac year, they are known to be like a really powerful force to be reckoned with. Now, Cancer is the cardinal water sign. So again, Aries is fire, Cancer is water. So since the water signs tend to be more in tune with their emotions and they usually lead with their emotions throughout life, Cancer is going to do this through the cardinal mode. Cancer is not going to inspire others to follow them through just being a really determined leader. They're actually going to influence others through their deep-rooted emotions and passions. So they're going to have more of an emotional route with the way that they gain followers and people who are influenced by them and really look up to them. Libra is the cardinal air sign that kicks off the fall season. So the air signs are known for being the communicators and the innovators of the zodiac. So you mix that air element of communication and innovation with the cardinal mode, you get a leader that tends to be great at coming up with new ideas and really amasses a following through those innovative ideas and creations. And Libra itself is known to be a great mediator between different groups. So when you think about the way that Libras are the balancing scale, literally, of the zodiac, then you start to understand how they can be a really great leader that mediates between differing groups and thinks up new ideas and new concepts to bring people together. Now, Capricorn is the cardinal earth sign that starts off winter. So with Capricorn, they're going to have that typical grounded, stable presence that an earth sign tends to have. So you mix that earth element with the cardinal mode and you get somebody who is extremely determined to achieving goals in the long term. They stick to what they want, they stick to their goals, achieve it in the long term, and people are going to be drawn into Capricorn because Capricorns tend to exude authority and they seem to have such a strong, authoritative, grounded presence that brings in others and makes others want to follow them or work for them. The second mode we have are the fixed signs. So the fixed signs in the zodiac are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. The word fixed actually stems from the Latin root fixus, which literally means to latch onto. These signs are the ones that maintain a season and keep it stable. So after a cardinal sign kicks off the season, we have the fixed signs who maintain the season's stability. So for example, this translates into their personality because they will be the most stable, most resilient, I guess is the correct word. They're going to be the most stable and resilient signs out of all the modes. These signs are going to have the best, most concentrated focus out of all the signs. Leo is the fixed fire sign of the zodiac that maintains the summer season. So the way that this may show in a Leo, since they're a fire fixed sign, they're going to want some long-term dedicated goal that they can go all into. But since they are Leo, and like I've stated in previous videos, they love to be center stage, they're going to probably go for a long-term goal that is not just stable, it also brings in and maintains respect from other people. Scorpio is the fixed water sign that maintains the fall season. And the way that Scorpios will tend to find stability in their lives, because they are a fixed sign, they might tend to want to dive deeper into the mysteries and the occult practices in life, and that's where they can really find that they thrive. Aquarius is a fixed air sign that maintains the winter season after Capricorn kicks off winter. So again, because we have the innovative air signs and we have a fixed air sign at that, this is probably going to mean that they're going to dedicate their lives to promoting social reform or certain inventive ideas that they have, and they will not give up on doing this for their entire lives. Taurus is the fixed earth sign that maintains the spring season after Aries kicks it off. So because this is an earth sign and earth signs tend to be stable and grounded, Taurus specifically being a fixed sign is going to make very slow, well-calculated moves to ensure that they achieve success in whatever it is that they're going for in the long term. Before we continue, leave a comment below if you've already learned something new about the modalities and if you find them interesting, and also be sure to like and subscribe so you don't forget, okay? The third mode we have are the mutable signs, and the mutable signs of the zodiac are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. The word mutable actually comes from the Latin root mutabilis. It literally means mutation, so it means something to transform. Since these are the signs that transition us between seasons, so for example, when spring turns into summer and summer turns into fall and so on and so forth, this is going to translate into their personalities by making them the most flexible and easily adaptable signs, and they tend to thrive in constantly changing conditions. Sagittarius is the mutable fire sign that transitions us from fall to winter. So when you get their fiery element mixed with a mutable sign, they need a lot of adventure and to learn a lot of new things through travel or through higher education. This is basically what a Sagittarius needs to feel fulfilled and grow in their lives. Pisces is a mutable water sign that transitions us from winter to spring. And because water signs, that water element, are very guided by their emotions, this means that Pisces kind of adapt to life based on their emotional environment. So if they're around a certain group of people, they tend to be like an emotional chameleon and kind of feel everybody's vibes and see how they need to act. This is one of the reasons that they are known to be the best sympathizers and the best advice givers of the zodiac, because they tend to have that emotional intuition from their mutable nature. Gemini is the mutable air sign that transitions us from spring into summer. And so because they're an air sign, again, they're very focused on having a lot of new ideas. So they're all about receiving and giving new information constantly, and they're constantly adapting to all different types of information, environments, and people. Virgo is the mutable earth sign. So when you mix that grounded, very materialistic, and I use that in a positive way, not negative, but when you get a Virgo earth sign that mixed with the mutable sign, this makes them able to adapt what they're doing. So for example, Virgos are known to be very well organized. So one of the reasons they're so well organized is because they're able to restructure things. They're really good at restructuring, reorganizing, depending on what their environment calls for them to do. Tell me in the comments if you've ever heard of modalities or if this is your first time, and leave whichever modality you fall into based on your sign below. I'm really curious. And be sure that if you love everything astrology, spirituality, you also join the LaBlue Lotus Facebook community. And be sure that you watch these two videos because they will teach you so much more about astrology. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Adios!